We are Rogue Media Sports.
We are here in your house sports at Rogue Media Network for our monthly podcasts. I'm Manny D.
It's your boy Vassos.
Happy holidays to everyone as we're approaching, Christmas, New Year's, 2025. God dog, 2025. Sheesh. Fat Sam's not with us today. He's tracking Santa Claus already.
He is, yeah. He's come to find out he thought it was Andy Reid, so he was following him for a couple of days, and no, he's like, oh, that's the wrong Big Red.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to get him confused.
Very, very easily. See him on TV all the time, so
yeah,
easy confusion.
Yeah, and you got Andy Reid, right? And you also got, John Daly, right?
That's another one that's often confused.
Yeah.
So I think that's why John Daly tries to shave this time of year.
Yeah. Because he don't want people sitting on your lap.
Until you're sitting there. Well, it depends where you're at.
Yeah.
At the strip club, and that's another story.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for, right? We appreciate y'all joining us as always. As of this recording, it is the beginning of the college football playoff, right?
It is the morning of.
The morning of. Got the bottle of water, cup of Joe, but I got the bottle of water and getting ready for college football tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into all that, guys, follow us on Facebook, like, share page. We have our weekly live shows that we do.
After Dark specials.
After Dark. Yeah, that's where you get all the good stuff on there. And then we do our monthly Rogue Media podcast here on YouTube. Go like and share, subscribe, comment, notification bell, do all that good stuff to our YouTube channel. Go check it out. We're also on the X, Twitter, In Your House Sports. Check that out as well.
Instagram, inyourhouse.sports. And then we're on the Tickety Talk. Well, I don't know how much longer that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Do you feel like that happens every other, 2-3 years? Like, we're going to ban it, and then they don't ban it.
They're like, yep, we're going to ban it. We're going to sign it into law. And then it comes down to it. They're like, nah, we like that.
Yeah.
And they're probably sitting there on the Congress floor, scrolling through it.
But then you can take away this and that. Oh, yeah. It kind of sounds like, people like me, they're like, this is a year I'm going to lose weight. Like, nah, never mind. That's the mileage. I'm good. So that's where we follow us on our social media. You want to get in contact with us, you want us to advertise, do anything, that good stuff, inyourhousesports@gmail.com. Go ahead and email us. You have anything you want us to talk about on the show? We're about to come up on a dead period after the college football playoffs, NFL playoffs hit, right? The Super Bowl hits, and then after that's like
we've got a month at that point between baseball starting up, and then you've got that small little lull before the March Madness picks up.
Yes.
I mean, really, the only thing going on at that point is it's WrestleMania season.
Right. Yeah, WrestleMania season. Yeah.
But then you've got that long lull from what is it? Elimination Chamber was like March 1st or something like that.
Yeah, and you got a whole month and 2 weeks now? No, 3 weeks.
It's like a month and 3 weeks.
Because it's Easter weekend.
It's Easter weekend WrestleMania.
Yeah.
420 Snoop Dogg better be there.
You ain't lying. Yes. And for those of you talking, the NBA, nah, I can't do it, man.
It's close to playoff time, so I mean, it's crunch time.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Hockey playoffs will still be there. We'll be getting ready to start same as the NBA. That's the one thing I hate is both hockey and the NBA start at the exact same time.
Yeah. And hockey used to be done before the NBA back in the day, remember? Wouldn't they be finished at least 2 to 3 weeks before the NBA? I swear they did.
It was close. I think they used to start a little because I think they would start in October. And then I think they'd be done by at the latest June 1st at the latest.
The NBA would be done like June 11, June 12.
Yeah.
I just specifically remember because Father's Day when Michael Jordan won the title and his father had passed away the year before. I mean, well, not the year before, but it was his first championship without his father. Yeah, I just remember Father's Day and he won it.
Yeah.
But hockey was done 2 weeks prior. Now they, like you said, they start like the same time at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, it's great.
Yeah.
But then it's like I got to pick and choose what I get to watch, what I want to watch.
Like last year was Dallas, right?
I mean, it worked out eventually. I mean, Dallas lost in the conference finals and then lost in the finals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all in all. So when I went a couple weeks ago, I had the picture of both the Mavericks and the Stars on there. My buddy tells me, he says, that's a weird matchup right there. I was like, yeah, all the brothers don't skate in the second half when they play on the ice. So
that's great. But yeah, so we're gonna hit that dead period, like I said. And then that man, when the show just goes, whatever we do, whatever we go with, right? And with the NFL, with college football now, with the transfer portal and everything, there's always something popping up. And so this show mainly is going to be about the college football playoff predictions that we have. And then we're going to predict who our eventual national champion is going to be. And then after that is all concluded in January, and then we'll figure out who the pick'em champion is.
Yeah. This is the big defense of the year.
Yeah.
This is our WrestleMania.
Yeah, it is. Do we combine the bowl challenge as well with it?
I thought that's what we were
right?
doing.
We got the bowl, and then we got this. And
so
then,
all those adding together too.
yeah.
Because we all missed on that Army Navy.
Man,
for,
the plus
for
2
2 points.
gone, yeah.
That didn't help nobody.
Yeah, we had a +2 bonus for the Army Navy game. We all picked the Army. Navy's like, nah, I'm good, bro. We got you.
Navy's like, bet.
Yeah. We're not little brother this year.
Yeah. And what's funny is we were split on it too.
Yeah.
We were actually no, we might have all been Navy.
No, we all, yeah.
We would have all been on Navy, I think, early in the year when they were both ranked. I think we were like, man, we might have to go with Navy.
Yeah, because we talked about Navy, and Navy kind of just plateaued, and then Army
kept going
up. Stock was rising. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, Navy won, and we're like, oh, well, there's the 2 points right there.
Great uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic uniforms.
Yeah. They come out, they show out.
Yeah.
Like you said, it was last year when they had the other ones that were fantastic.
Oh, yeah, the Space Force inspired ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were dope.
That was nice. Before we get into everything, we have to talk about the Heisman Trophy, right?
Right.
Travis Hunter win the Heisman Trophy. You know, we said either or, Hunter, Genty. You were pulling for Genty a little bit more.
I was pulling for Genty even though I picked Hunter.
Yeah. And so, of course, people making a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
You know, oh, it's the most popular contest, not the one who's been the most productive. Like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And the talk was if you put Genty with Colorado and Hunter with Boise, you know, would the outcome be different? Pretty sure it would be. But I mean, Hunter's generational talent. Genty's a beast. You know, I was torn too, right? I'm biased because I really like Travis Hunter.
Right.
You know, I thought it was a big deal when he left Florida State to commit to Jackson State. I think we talked about, like, oh shit, like this is huge.
Yeah.
And so we were following him and we were following Coach Prime from the beginning. And so, you know, I was like, I'm a little bit more biased to this guy. But either or, man, it was going to be controversy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was no right answer. There was no wrong answer. It just depends on what side of the aisle you fall.
Yeah. And Hunter has the more haters.
Yeah.
You know, just, I don't know if it's because his alliance with Coach Prime, maybe. That's what it is.
It's the that, and I guess the whole thing with his girlfriend or fiance now.
Yeah, that sparked up more things.
Yeah. So
he's a good guy, man. Like, you know, I obviously don't know him personally, but
yeah,
just reading about him, you know, he's a good guy.
He seems like a good kid. Yeah.
He got his head on straight, man.
Yeah. He's not out there getting in trouble.
Oh.
He's not causing a scene, being a distraction. It's like, yeah, he's loud on the field, but his talent warrants that.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, the only thing I agreed or didn't agree with is what was it? Was it Colorado State? What was it? When he went up to the guy and then gave him you're too small.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy ran him over and then came back and gave it to him.
Yeah.
And then he got mad. It's like, okay, there I was like, all right, there you ain't got no room to talk.
Yeah. 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 You gotta you giveth, you gotta taketh.
Yes.
But yeah, and I think that's the majority of it was people just hating on him just because, like I said, Deion Sanders and the way Deion even said it before, right? People that are not confident with themselves, when they're around confident people, they can't stand them. You know? And Deion's that way, man. And but when he says something, it comes to light, right? Everybody was dogging Colorado. Oh, they're going to go 6-6 this year, you know? And no, it was 9-3. Potentially get 10 wins this year.
They were a domino effect of getting into the Big 12 championship.
Yeah,
They were
been huge.
They were, what was it? Iowa State had to lose, or
Arizona State had to lose as well, right? It was it was a whole complex situation.
Yeah, it was either because it was out of like 3 or 4 teams. I think it was BYU had to lose, Iowa State had to lose, and then Arizona State had to lose, and I think who was the other 9-3 team? I feel like there was one.
It was BYU.
There was 4. Okay, yeah, that's 4 of them. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I was like, I feel like there was one more.
Yeah, it was BYU.
And then Baylor had that very, very outside
Yeah.
chance to get in.
Yeah, way outside
Everybody
chance.
had to lose.
So I think that's what it was. Like, who wouldn't have wanted to see Colorado in the Big 12 championship? You
Yeah.
know, who wouldn't want to see them go to the college football playoff?
The return to the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, return to it, finally win it,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And then go into the playoff. Man, that's money. Who wouldn't want that? So
Was it still the Southwest or the Big 8 when they won the national championship?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was Big 12 at that point or if it was still the Big 8.
So I want to say they went to the Big 12 championship, 2 times? I know they lost to Texas one year. Did they lose to, is it Oklahoma? Or did they lose to Texas both times?
I think it was Texas both times. I think one was Major Applewhite and one was
Vince Young, yeah. They got
That one-
spanked on both of them, didn't they? Or was it the Major Applewhite was the close one?
I think the Major Applewhite one was the one that they had to come back
Mhm.
from because because Chris Sims was the starting quarterback.
That's right.
Chris Sims I think they were like down 3 touchdowns or 3 scores, and they benched Sims at halftime. Applewhite
right.
came out and won the game.
Yeah. Is that the year? Was Chris Brown the running back for Colorado? Like that was the only offense they had, or was it against the Vince Young Longhorns?
That's a good question. I don't remember anybody on the Colorado team.
Do you remember
with
Chris
Vince
Brown?
Young. No.
So Chris Brown was their running back. He was a good running back. We have a Colorado Buffalo lesson here today, man. Like,
But I see that year. I think it was just because Colorado. I don't think that Colorado team was that good against Vince Young.
no,
I think they had just kind of lucked into it because I think they only had like maybe 3 losses, and I think Oklahoma had 3. I think they had beat Oklahoma.
yeah. So Chris Brown was the running back in the Major Applewhite.
Okay,
So he was like literally their only offense.
yeah,
But yeah, like you said, the other one, they just, we're here.
Yeah.
Whoops. Get our ass whooped now.
we're just here so we won't get fined.
Seriously.
We're taking the money. Well, back then we're taking the money.
Yeah. Seriously. Taking the money. And then they went to the Pac-12, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Travis Hunter's the Heisman Trophy winner. Like we were talking about before, that was like one of the most interesting races,
Mhm.
Heisman Trophy race for a long time. Like I said, the only one was Te'o and Manziel, but for obviously different reasons.
Right. Did you watch any of the ceremony?
I didn't.
I watched a good chunk of it. It was quick. You know, where was it years before they would make it like a 2-hour
Oh, yeah.
thing and then just stretch it out. This one, they were real quick. You know, gave this guy his spotlight for like 10, 15 minutes. They gave the other guy, I think they started with Cam Ward, went to Dylan Gabriel. I think they did Travis in the middle. No, they did Ashton and then they did Travis towards the end. Which at that point I was like, all right, I think it's gonna be Travis that's gonna win it.
Yeah.
The fact that they picked him last to go, him and Genty, since they knew they were gonna be neck and neck. I was like, okay, I think it's probably gonna go towards Travis now.
Yeah, because the whole thing used to be like, 2 hours, 3 hours? It felt like
Something like that. Yeah.
it was long.
They had like the whole red carpet with them coming
Yeah.
in and sitting down, and then everybody got like 20, 30 minutes of spotlight. They do like 5 or 6 different interviews.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
They'd interview them sitting down, then they interview them on their own. They interview their parents or their coach or whatever. This one, it was like, all right, you do the interview with the parents and the and the guy, then you interviewed their coach, and you showed their highlight package. You went to the next guy.
Yeah, that's the way to do it right there. So next year they already have a way too early Heisman list, mainly quarterbacks, right? Got Ryan Williams on there, the Alabama wide receiver. So we'll see what happens.
Let the Arch Manning hype start.
Yep, that's begun. So they got a Nussmeier on there as well, LSU's quarterback.
Hey, look at it this way: Joe Burrow won a Heisman.
Yeah,
with no build, and just had crazy year after a shitty year the year before.
yeah, that's right. After UCF beat them, right?
Yeah, I think that year they were like 6-6.
It was terrible.
Was that the year that Orgeron finally took over his first year?
Yeah, Yeah, because it was Miles was still there, wasn't he? Or no. Yeah, he was still there, wasn't he?
Like that was Orgeron's first full year.
I think his
That
first
that
full
6
year.
and 6.
Yeah, his first full year. Then the next year is when they went crazy,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Go Tigers.
Yeah. Man, you talk about payout for that guy.
Right.
All right, so we're going to get into this college football playoff predictions here. What I do like about it, and they talked about this too, is the seeding, right? And they say, you know, if this seed beats this seed, are they going to go and face this seed? They're like, no, they're staying because obviously for travel reasons.
Mm-hmm.
For people that I'm going to Sugar Bowl, I'm going to Sugar Bowl, you know, which makes sense versus changing it up. Like, oh, you thought you were going to Fiesta Bowl, but you're going to the Rose Bowl or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I like that. So you got the teams that have the bye. You got Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State.
It also makes it easier for those teams that do have a bye because it's like, okay, we can game plan for both teams. We can start game planning for both teams, and then obviously the week of, all right, now we're going to focus back in on this one.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense. I hope they don't change that.
Yeah.
I hope it stays, and I think it will. It makes logical sense to do that, but I don't know. I'd say logical in college football and the NCAA. Never mind. It's no logical.
Well, if you take the NCAA out, it's still kind of egos and personalities.
Yeah.
So it's
Who would run it? You have to get somebody to run it. Like someone that doesn't have no kind of part in anything. Somebody that graduated from like, I don't know, Penn University or
ha ha ha, pal, god damn it. I'm back.
Vince McMahon run the damn.
And in this one, the cheerleaders are going to be there.
Could you imagine?
Jesus, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
That would. It'd be either Vince or Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah. By the way, they're coming out with the Cowboys documentary. Did you see that on Netflix?
No.
Shit. Next year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes sense. But yeah, they have to get somebody that has no kind of alliance to any college football team, any university, and just say, hey, you have to get a business person, honestly, you know, to say, all right, what we got, you know, the fuck we doing? Okay.
A business person who understands what the football program or what college football entails, what it brings, revenue, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Understands television. It sounds like I'm describing Vince McMahon.
Right.
Now that I've said it, it's like, it sounds like Vince McMahon.
Yeah. But
watch it be Shane.
But you have to have every team has to have a budget. Like, I don't give a damn if you're Alabama or Fresno State. You have to have the same budget.
Put them on a salary cap.
Yeah, you have to have that. Here's a salary cap for this. Salary crap. Yeah, salary crap.
Yeah.
Here's a salary cap for this year, and this is what you got to stick to, and that's it.
If you're over, you lose this many scholarships. You lose whatever. You're penalized this or this.
Yeah.
So
something. Yeah, it has to happen. We're auditioning for the job, by the way. That's what we're doing right now.
We can do it.
We can do it. Just give us freaking somebody that knows how to run all the files, and we just say yes or no.
We'll book it. Yeah, you promote it, we'll book it.
Yeah, there you go. Damn it. But anyway,
pay our taxes.
Have write-offs.
Right.
So we'll start off with this evening's game. You got Indiana versus Notre Dame. I think we are solely responsible for the rise of Indiana, particularly me.
Manny, when they ask, who started the fire, play the music here. Manny started the fire.
Started the fire, yeah, like legit. In our very first episode prior to the college football season, we did the prediction show for the conferences, and I'm like, the Big Ten, I feel like they have more teams. I'm like, fuck, Purdue and Indiana, I forgot to put them on there. I'm like, nah, I'll do shit anyway. They'll finish the last two of the season.
15 and 16 right there, respectively.
Yes, and I think I had Indiana 15, okay, and Purdue 16, which ended up being true for Purdue. But damn, Indiana's like, oh, they probably had my face plastered on the damn locker room.
Insert Michael Jordan, and I took that personally.
Seriously. So you're welcome, Indiana.
Yes.
So I'm not picking for my dislike of Notre Dame. I'm not. I'm picking because I'm not fond of Notre Dame. So that's why I'm picking. So I'm going to pick Indiana tonight.
All right. Let's see. You got Sam's pick or?
Yeah, let me go ahead and read Sam's pick here. Well, Fat Sam, his prediction for tonight's game, he has Indiana as well.
Give me Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, which I do like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but I do understand the disappointments that comes with this pick. So, not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose.
Yeah, it's a Notre Dame thing to do.
Get into a big game and you lose. So,
and the reason why I don't like Notre Dame people is because there's so much hype all the time. There's nothing behind it. There's no substance. Like I used to be like, oh, Notre Dame. I'm like, oh, no, they ain't do nothing.
Right. Notre Dame's that team that they're good when they play a no-name team or a team they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's like when they play a big-time program, it's a surprise if they win. It's like, oh, damn. Like say if Notre Dame's ranked 6 and they're playing like the number 25 team and they beat them. And they beat them handily. It's like.
Yeah. And then they play Northern Illinois the next week. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, right.
It's disappointing.
But Notre Dame doesn't have an identity as far as a program, as far as we're going to air it out.
Right.
We're going to, run the ball. We're going to pound you, physical football. Notre Dame just doesn't have an identity.
It's just there.
Yeah.
Rudy and touchdown Jesus and the leprechaun. It's like, okay.
And Catholics versus convicts. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that was the big one, too.
Lou Holtz. That's their mascot. I can't do a Lou Holtz impersonation like I used to be able to.
Man,
I haven't heard him in, 15 years since he's been off there. I used to be able to do a pretty good one. I can't do it anymore.
Then they put his ass on game day.
At this point, I don't think he can talk.
Him and Mark May, right?
Oh, God. Yeah, him and
Jesus
Mark
Christ,
May.
man.
What was it? They were the 2 judges. Was that what they were?
Yeah. I used to like watching. What was it? Primetime, whatever it was, or
I think it was game. No, was it college?
It was towards the end of the night.
Was it college football live?
Final or something? College football final, right?
Yeah.
That was great. All right, and then we got games on Saturday, and we're gonna start off with SMU and Penn State. As much as I would love to go for an upset, I have to be realistic here. I'm gonna have Penn State win this game. Let's see what Fat Sam has. He has Penn State as well.
They're in Happy Valley, so I would have to pick Penn State as well. Like you said, as much as I'd love to pick SMU,
yeah,
it's just like we saw the talent dispergence was on display against Clemson. It's a different style of talent at Penn State.
And you're at Penn State, like you said.
You're at Penn State. It's just they play a more physical style than Clemson does. So
yeah. And after watching them play Oregon, I was like, ooh, they almost kept up with them.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, well, and I mean, even that too. You watch how they played Ohio State; it was a neck and neck game.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
The only thing going good for SMU is this is not a night game.
Yeah. At this point, it's like if SMU can get out ahead, score first, a touchdown, and play with the lead, I think it favors them. But again, it's that defense is good. Penn State's defense is really, really good. So it's like if you can get a lead, you got a chance. But if you're playing to catch up, or you're playing, neck and neck or from behind, it ain't gonna work.
And I'm gonna state the obvious here. You literally have to score a touchdown every possession.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And get you a turnover at least. And that's it.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Arena football right there.
All right. And then the 3 o'clock game, you have number 12 Clemson and number 5 Texas. This is going to be an interesting game. I really think it is.
This is a true clash of styles.
Yes. So it's going to be interesting. Clemson just doesn't have the depth to keep up with Texas in the end. So I'm going to pick Texas to win this game. Fat Sam emphatically pick Clemson.
Emphatically with an F, even though the word doesn't have an F in it.
Yes. So you draw the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got Clemson to win.
Come on. Come on.
Come
on. Did you really think I wasn't going to pick them?
Did you see how much those tickets were today?
Oh, I haven't looked today, no.
I didn't check either.
I looked last, what was it, Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Cheapest was like 180 something bucks. Top.
I figured it'd be more.
Average price was probably around $600 to $800 bucks.
Man.
And then the really, really like closer to the field was like, I think the cheapest I saw was like $1,500.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Should be a good game. Should be an entertaining game. Shout out to Dabo Swinney though, man. As much
Fuck Dabo.
yeah, hell we give him like to sneak in. Yeah.
Just to weasel his way in.
Yeah, to still be mentioned.
He's like, thought you got rid of me, huh?
And he finally tapped into the transfer portal. Got him a wide receiver.
Got him, yeah.
I mean, so whatever, man.
Hey man, you don't adapt, you die.
Yeah, seriously.
So he saw that Saban went out because Saban was like, I can't deal with this crap.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, I ain't getting that Alabama job like I always thought I was going to. So
might as well do something here.
Yeah.
Then the evening game, you have number 9 Tennessee at number 8 Ohio State. Man, this is going to be a good game. Here's a lot of factors in this game because Ohio State lost to Michigan, obviously, at home. Probably shouldn't have lost to them.
No, not at all.
So, so much to unpack on this game. Going back and forth with this, and I'm just saying, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I want to see chaos. I want to see some stress behind one particular man, so I'm going to pick Tennessee. See what Fat Sam got here. He picked Tennessee as well.
It's a tough one because you're playing at the shoe at night. Ugh.
This is going to be an interesting game. That's why I love this playoff format.
Neither team has played in, was it 2 weeks? 3 weeks. 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So, I mean, both teams are going to be off timing-wise. I'm going to take Tennessee as well.
It'll be an interesting game, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like obviously Tennessee got the hype as the SEC, but they're a good team. They're a solid team. And you got Ohio State is just who you're going to get.
Yeah.
Which team you're going to get.
Which Will Howard are you going to get?
Yes. Which Will Howard are you getting? Which Ryan Day are you getting as far as game planning? How is he going to come into this game that Michigan lost behind him, right? It's, like I said, 3 weeks. It's still fresh. You're at home. You have to win this game.
You're in prime time. You're the only college football game on, which I'll bring that up in a minute later, but all eyes are on you.
Yeah. And so you have scrutiny already.
You're already from a lot of, the local beat writers, and maybe the boosters too, and alumni, you're on the hot seat.
Right.
So
it's a lot. And so if you lose this game, like you lost to Michigan at home. They got them bowl eligible.
Yeah.
And then you lose the first playoff game here at home. Like, I don't know.
It's like you haven't been to the national championship since you've taken over for Urban Meyer. Like you haven't even have they made the playoff like in general when there was the 4-team format, Ryan Day? Yeah, they did. They did. CJ, I forgot about that.
Got a hell of a wide receiver room.
How they didn't win a national championship with that wide receiver core is beyond me.
Yeah.
But it's like that. His defense would be, vaunted, just wouldn't show up for the game.
Yeah. So a lot to unpack, that game tomorrow night between Tennessee and Ohio State. All right, so we have the going to the what was this the quarterfinal?
Yeah, the quarterfinal.
So the quarterfinal, I'm gonna go ahead and read Fat Sam's first pick. He has obviously he picked Clemson, right? So Clemson would go face Arizona State. He has Arizona State winning that game. So I had Texas going against Arizona State, and I'm going to pick Texas to win that game.
I think I also have Texas against Arizona State, and I will also pick Texas to win.
And then he has Tennessee versus Oregon. Tennessee will play Oregon after the bye week for the Ducks. He has Oregon winning. I'm picking Oregon because I picked them in the very beginning.
I'm picking Oregon as well.
And then Penn State versus Boise State. Man, could you imagine if this game was in freaking Idaho?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
You go out?
It sounds like.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, that would be crazy if it was there.
That atmosphere. Jesus Christ.
They might turn that field green with how much money they'd be bringing in.
Shit. As much as I would like to pick Boise State, I'm gonna go with Penn State. Fan Sam has Boise State winning.
I will take Boise State as well.
It's gonna be a hell of a game.
Yes.
It'll be a hell of a game. And then, of course, Indiana will play Georgia off the Georgia bye week. The Dogs, man, they're too tough, dude. I picked Georgia. Fat Sam has Georgia as well.
Carson Beck is probably not going to play from what they're expecting. So that means Georgia's going to win.
Right. Yeah. You would normally say, damn it, starting quarterback is out. Ugh. Well, you're like, yeah, he ain't good. Get him off.
Yeah, get him off. Get him the hell out of there.
Yeah. Like, does he have another year left in him, or is he done?
I think he's done.
Oh, no, they're right. Thank God.
Well, I don't know. You know, Kirby Smart will be like, hey, technically he got injured, so he should get a medical red shirt.
Their offense corner, hey, shut up.
Yeah, let him go.
He's fine. He wants to go.
They're calling the NIL sponsors. Don't pay him anymore.
All right. And so we got the semifinal predictions. So Fat Sam has Arizona. I can't even talk. Arizona State versus Oregon, which would be an interesting matchup. He has Arizona State winning. I had Texas versus Oregon. I'm going to go with Oregon.
As much as I would love to pick my team in this matchup against Oregon, I have to pick Oregon as well. Because I picked Oregon, I think, to win the national championship this year. So I'm gonna stick with that. Plus, like Texas, you don't know what Texas team you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Especially in this high octane offensive matchup. It's like, ugh. Don't know.
After we get our last prediction, I have a question for you. Because it was like a big debate for some reason after the SEC championship game. And then he has Boise State versus Georgia. He picks Georgia. Mine will be Penn State versus Georgia. I will pick Georgia to win.
Did I pick
Boise?
I picked. Okay, I was gonna say, did I say my pick earlier? Yeah. Boise and Georgia. Man, as much as it would be great to see Boise State in the national championship and get that rematch from earlier this year, from week 1 of this year. I think Oregon versus Georgia was my preseason pick.
Yep, that was mine as well. And so championship game, Fat Sam has Arizona State versus Georgia. Oh, Scattaboo. He's picking Arizona State to win the national championship.
He's sticking with the Big 12 loyalty.
Yep. I'm picking Oregon. Like I said, same thing. I picked those two to play each other in the national championship game. I think the best thing that ever happened to Oregon in the last decade was to get blown out by Georgia last season.
Yes.
And I'm picking Oregon.
Dan Lanning's a hell of a coach.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I will also take Oregon because I think they're going to put Carson Beck, find a way to get him back. And then that's going to fuck up their – I think it's just going to find a way to mess up their season.
This is the 12-team playoff is great. I know people are still bitching and complaining about, because Alabama mainly the reason why. Because you're going to bitch about them getting in, you're going to bitch about them not getting in, right? They could have gone 7-5. Well, technically, those 5 losses.
Against all SEC opponents.
I think the whole rhetoric of the SEC needs to go away, about them being a dominant conference. I mean, because they're just like every other conference. You have your top tier and then whoever else.
Yes.
Big Ten, SEC, they have the most top tier teams, and then it just goes down.
They also have the most teams.
Yeah, they have the most teams. ACC, you just don't know.
Yeah.
The Big 12 gets flat because everyone beats each other during the whole year, and it's like, oh, that's bad for the conference. How's that bad? I don't know. I get it.
But there's also no clear-cut favorite anymore. There's no blue blood team in the Big 12.
Right.
So taking out Oklahoma and Texas years prior, Nebraska leaving, A&M, which even then they weren't the top tier of the conference, but they were the draw.
Yeah.
They were part of the draw of the conference, and once they were gone, it's like, okay, well, it's Texas and Oklahoma, and now that they're gone, it's like you got little brothers over here running the conference. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
Like, well, we got Colorado now, and Colorado's bringing the money, so they're going to I would say Colorado's mainly like the face of the conference. If you're going to pick anybody, it'd be Colorado. And then you got BYU for obvious reasons.
Right.
But like I said, other than that, it's like, you know, Baylor for a while was pushing that, you know, and then they went down. They're just kind of like in flux. But
Mediocre Mike they were trying to hand him the reins, and he just like, okay.
I won't be the face of the conference.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, look at this face. Look at this face. Look at this hair.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So the question I was going to ask you, right? And I say it became a big topic on Facebook. People were you have Texas fans and you have people who just watch football to watch it, right? Stating that, you know, if Quinn Ewers, if he was better than what he is, obviously he would have won the game. And they're saying he's just not it. And you got this other fan base of Texas fans that are telling these people that they're hating on him because they don't like Texas. They're like, no, bro, I'm just telling you, he's not the guy. And then you got these other Texas fans like, no, I know he's not the guy. But then you got these other ones that are, no, you just don't like, you just want Arch in there. But fuck. Like, to me, just to watch, obviously, I mean, if they had a quarterback, let's just say, I won't even say, if they had Dylan Gabriel, they'll be blowing mofos out the water.
If they had Dylan Gabriel, yes, I think they would be. If they had Shadir Sanders, yeah, they would be.
And I think that's what it was. People were saying he's not an elite quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback.
Right.
He's a guy that you put pieces around to hide him having to be the guy.
Right.
Put a running game with him to where he's not forced where, okay, I've got to go, you know, take us 80 yards or 75 yards every drive to go score. You know, if he can hand the ball off, which a lot of that has to do with Sark. You know, Sark basically changed his offense to fit Ewers' skill set, which he's very good. There's good, very good, and great. I'd put him somewhere between good and very good. You know, some days he's borderline great, but most of the time he kind of just sits there between good and very good.
Yeah.
And Manning, it's like what we've seen of Manning, he's like, all right, he's borderline great, but it's like that's still just a really, really small sample size.
Yeah.
And it's like he's a completely different player than yours. Completely different skill set. Obviously the name brand. So it's like, ooh.
The look, the jog, everything.
The fact that he's like the complete opposite of what you picture a Manning.
Right.
Never mind. I'm not going to say that. Doesn't have an enlarged forehead.
Yeah. Doesn't look lost.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he's missing a chromosome.
Yeah. But I think that's what the debate was about. And I'm like, I'm like legit people going back and forth on, Facebook, and it entertains me. And I'm like, they're not hating on the guy. They're just saying, hey, he's not an elite quarterback. If he was an elite quarterback.
The intelligent ones that can actually articulate that, yes.
Like just watching as a fan.
There's the ones that just say, oh, he just sucks. It's like
no.
If that's your argument, it's like you shouldn't be making an argument because you obviously have nothing to back it up with.
Because it looks like, too, that like the 2 games against Georgia, right? There's times where he looked like, fuck.
It's like, what's he looking at?
Like, damn, I holding to put it on me. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
You don't want that look from a quarterback, but it's
gun
just,
shy.
It's just the reality of it. It's not saying that they're just saying it just because they hate on. I think a lot of them were mad because they're like, "Are you just hating on Texas?" Like, no, nobody's hating on Texas. Like, shit, we could sit down and talk about these other players on these other teams. Like, chill out, and then you got on Texas fans. Texas fans. I'm like,
you got Texas fans arguing with Texas fans.
Like, oh, I thought the better fan base was so damn horrible. Like, this is great to see. And then somebody threw a slug at Baylor for no reason. They're like, we don't need no Baylor fans in this debate. What the fuck? Damn. But it's funny though, man. I was like, well, the guy that was bringing it up, like, he's not lying. He's just saying, hey, like, I don't think he's the man.
Yeah. But also you've got the people that are saying too that I think kind of, even if they are going that articulate route and bringing up good points. You completely ruin your point when you say if Arch would have been playing, Texas would have won the game. It's like,
Yeah. And that was the thing that this guy did not say anything about Arch. He just said, I don't think he's an elite quarterback. He didn't say anything about Arch or whatever. That's all he said, you know, he's an elite quarterback. And, you know, sitting here, I'm like, if you put in this person, though, you put in, hey, you can see a difference in, you know, whatnot.
It's like you changed the game plan that you had if you put Manning in versus Ewers.
Yeah.
Whether or not that plays into Georgia's hands, we would have never known since we didn't leave him in. Even the first game, it's like you put him in and then you took him out. But it's not like he did anything that, what was it, two drives that he was in there for at the end of the first half in the first Georgia game?
Yeah. And then the SEC championship game, he was used as a decoy in that one drive, which was great. That was a great play.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
So it's like, it's like, I mean, if you find a way to get him involved to where it's not just a one-off or a one series, or if it's like a steady, like how Florida used to use Tebow back in his freshman year. Like if you do that for him, damn.
Yeah. Man, just think about that Florida team. They had Chris Leak, right?
Chris Leak.
Cam Newton and Tebow. Shit.
Trying to think who, like I'm going to use it like how Mike Tomlin uses Justin Fields.
Yes.
Right now, where it's when you can run your offense. He's got a regular thing in there for Fields. If it's short yardage and we're spreading them out, I'm putting Fields in there, and he's got a two-way option. He can either run the ball or he can just pull up and throw it.
Yeah.
And he can do either or. More often than not, he's going to keep it.
Yeah.
Or even not. Maybe he hands it off or whatever, puts the defense in a bind. It's like, he's figured out how to use that two-quarterback system.
I know earlier you want to mention something about a primetime game.
Oh, I was going to say, so it's crazy because all these games, these college football playoff games, the NFL is like, you got to answer to us. You're coming into January territory. You're playing during the week or on the weekend. No, that's us. That's us. NFL is just like, no. Fuck you.
Yeah, seriously. And that's the first thing I thought about too when I saw Friday night and tonight. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I'm kind of glad they didn't do it all day today.
Yeah.
Kind of glad they didn't do that, but at the same time, like, man, I really don't want to have to flip back and forth. I mean, I don't have to. I'm just going to put on my two TVs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Or even if you have like YouTube TV where you can do the split screen, which is great. I'm glad they finally got around to doing that. You know, it took them, I don't know, how long has they been around? Like 10 years?
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
It's like it took them long enough to finally decide, let's go ahead and do that.
I have an idea.
Which is funny considering they bought out PlayStation View, and then towards the end of PlayStation View, they're the one that put that out there.
Yeah.
Of the split screen. On anything. You could watch split screen. I would watch Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw.
PlayStation View, man. That's a throwback. Hell yeah.
So I was like, they introduced that towards the dying days of that platform. And so I was like, I thought it was great. I could only thing is it worked only when you watched it on like the PlayStation, but if you had like an app on something else, it wouldn't work. I think it had to be the PS4. If you watched it on the PS3, it didn't work. And obviously if you had the View on like DVD player or streaming stick, it didn't work that way. But if you watched it on the PlayStation 4, it gave you that option to do the split screen on anything.
That's wild. PlayStation View, man. I think I had that service for a little bit, and I went to whatever else was next. I don't know what it was. I forgot about the PlayStation View.
Yeah, as I said, YouTube TV is the one that I think that ended up buying them out.
Yeah.
And so finally, it took long enough for YouTube TV. Hey, we got the NFL package. Let's go ahead and let's do the split screen on everything, all the sports channels. So,
yeah, and so and then we talk about Quinn Ewers, right? And then the report came out. There's some teams that are ready to throw the bag at him.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ohio State, Purdue. Who else was it? Oregon, right?
Yeah,
Oregon was one of them.
Oregon, and who was it? It was another Big Ten. Was it
Indiana? No.
Penn State.
Penn State, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I said Ohio State and Penn State would probably be the ones that throw money at him, keep him. And then obviously with Gabriel, Oregon makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Purdue, unless you just pay him, you'd have to pay him a lot of money.
Purdue must have some money to say, hey, we're going to throw this money at you.
Drew Brees is paying him.
Right. But think about it. If you go to Purdue, that's perfect.
But at that point, that comes with a price. Hey, you're the face of the of the school.
And I don't think he'll face as much scrutiny as a Texas quarterback, right?
But he knows he's taking a huge step down as far as talent.
Yeah. We'll see if money talks for sure. We'll see. Because at best in the NFL, and this with all due
he's
respect,
a late round pick.
Yeah, he's
4th at best.
Yeah, he'll be more of a step into this realm, a game manager, right?
Yeah. With the right coach, yeah.
Yeah, and he has the situation. He has to get put in a good situation. Hopefully, I think he'll be all right. But
I'm still saying he's going to get drafted by the Saints.
By the Saints.
That's his style of play right now fits the Saints.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of fire under Derek Carr's ass. So.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to get your opinion on that. I was like, man, these people here, man, with these damn talking this noise. And I think the majority of people making noise that are mad about it don't even really pay attention.
They're the people that have been quiet they were quiet for like 5 to 8 years when Texas was having this downfall.
Yeah.
Those are the people that didn't watch Texas football, the people that wouldn't even probably go to the games, wouldn't put on a game. Like, oh, we suck. I'm going to go find another team to root for.
Yeah. Who we playing today? Oh,
ooh.
Okay.
Be a bandwagon team.
Yeah.
They're a bandwagon fan. Kind of like a lot of the people around here.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot around here.
They were all Texas fans with Vince Young. And then once, Colt McCoy left and things kind of started going downhill, they saw, Baylor's doing good. We're going to jump on the Baylor bandwagon. Yeah, they jumped on the Baylor. I've been a Baylor fan my entire life. Motherfucker, last year you were wearing a goddamn Texas shirt. Shut up.
I was so pissed off, man. I was pissed off and happy at the same time when Floyd Casey started getting sold out. I'm like, I remember I used to freaking play catch in this stands. Like I used to be just up and down, doing this, doing that.
I remember I used to get free tickets in the newspaper. Now I got to pay for this.
I used to sit down to 49 nothing blowout. I was look at y'all. I can't even move. I'm right here sitting down like this.
Now I'm elbow to elbow with people.
Yeah, like you bastard. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but
you shouldn't have to worry about getting this renting out the stadium seats because they were always here.
Right.
Now they're sold out. I got to get here early.
Yeah. What else we got going on? We covered the last 5 minutes here talking about Rich Rodriguez. I just want to bring up Rich Rod.
Rich Rod is back
at West Virginia. There's a lot of, we'll get into later on another show, all the coaching changes. There's been more. But Rich Rodriguez, man, had a heckler taken out of his press conference. You see that?
Yeah.
So apparently some guy was at the press conference and he was heckling Rich Rod and pissed off and everything. And, Rich Rod said something after the dude left. He said, like, what did he say? Something about Pittsburgh fans. Like, I hope they don't let more Pittsburgh fans in here. I'm probably messing it up, but
yeah,
try to say something to save face. But a lot of people, obviously, West Virginia fans feel, like the type of way because he
left them high and dry.
Left them high and dry. They felt like he threw the last game. Didn't care about it, right? Went to Michigan, sucked over there. So I get it, understand it, but I don't think this was a good hire.
I think it was just let's put it this way. Neil Brown overachieved last season.
Yeah, big time.
Very much overachieved last season. It looked like he was going to overachieve this season.
Mm-hmm.
And they 6-6? They fired him at 5-6?
Yeah, they're like,
Or did they fire him after the season?
They fired him right after the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was already bowl eligible. They was like, well, we're not paying you that bowl money.
Yeah.
Get out. But I mean, I get why they did it. You got early signing day. Let's fire him now. That way we can get, recruits or whatever. Let's get them sold in. Let's bring in a new guy. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't kept up with Rodriguez enough to be able to tell you whether or not he's evolved with the game because at I think what was it at
Arizona? Yeah, he was at Arizona.
He was at Arizona, the last place I remember him. But his system did not work at Michigan because he couldn't recruit the athletes to run that system at Michigan. Arizona, it kind of played out. Everybody caught up to it. So it's like, okay, how did you evolve?
Yeah.
Like, how did you evolve? What did you change?
I mean, he was at what? Jacksonville State, right? Was his last stop that he was just at.
Yeah. Well, and they were, what, 10-2?
Yeah. It's good, right? But like, going back to, I don't know, man. If I was a West Virginia fan, I'm not for nostalgia, right? At this point in time, us Baylor fans always bring back our Browns, everybody.
Yeah.
But if they were like to bring back our Browns like next year, I'll be like, oh, what's left in the tank, right? Same thing with Rich Rod. Like,
it's like all those years that after Charlie Strong, bring back Mac Brown.
Right.
Or after Tom Herman, bring back Mac Brown. No.
Oh, let's just let him go.
Max an old man, let him go.
Yeah. And then you have, like, I'm looking at it from Greg Schiano going back to Rutgers.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good.
I mean, because they were abysmal.
Horrible. Yeah.
And now they're
respectable.
Yeah.
We're hearing, like, who got Rutgers? Ooh, be careful playing Rutgers today. But with West Virginia, I feel like you can get the same result like Neil Brown. What weight does Rich Rod's name carry right now?
He never was that level of consistency like Bill Snyder.
Yes.
Bill Snyder was consistent, knew what you were going to get. You're at least 8 to 9 wins a season. You know you were going to be competing for a championship or at least a bowl game.
Bob Stoops.
Well, I'm not going to coach this year. I'm going to retire. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this year.
Right? I mean, he was consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, he coached. That's right. I forgot. He coached the bowl game when Riley left to USCA.
So, let's just say that they brought him back after Riley. You'd be like, oh shit, Bob Stoops. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
but he's also not as old as these other coaches or hasn't been out of the spotlight that long. Like because that was only like a 3-4 year gap that Lincoln Riley was a head coach at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So like, Mac Brown, it was like 10 years. Rich Rodriguez, that's been what, 12 years?
It's been a long time.
12, 15 years?
It's been a while. Like, I want to say at least 14 years. Because who came after him? Brady Hoke?
Brady Hoke. And then talking about at Michigan?
Right, yeah.
Al Golden.
Brady Hoke came after him. That was horrible. Who was before? Was he before? Yeah, because Harbaugh came after Hoke, right?
It was Al Golden was the one I think that took over for after Rodriguez. Because he got fired after like 2 or 3 years.
That was horrible. Yeah, it has been at least 15 years.
And then Holt got hired, and then
he was there for a while. And then it's been at least 15 years. It was horrible. I don't think it's a good hire, but we'll see what happens.
Nostalgia sells these day and age.
It does.
I mean, that sounds like that was a booster influenced hire.
Big time. Let's bring Rich Rod back. Well, appreciate y'all joining us.
You should have hired Ed Orgeron.
Yeah. Oh, could you imagine? Country roads.
Country road. Take me home. Go Mountaineers. We gonna fry them up in a Cajun sauce. Well, we don't do that here.
Oh, shit.
Give me a pack of Marlboro Reds.
We appreciate y'all joining us for this podcast. We appreciate y'all 100% for making this a great 2024. We'll see what 2025 has in store. As we said, Facebook, go like, share our page, go watch our videos on there. On YouTube, same thing. Like, subscribe, share, comment, notification bell, tell us we suck, tell us we're good, whatever you want to do. Just go like and subscribe. X, Twitter, In Your House Sports, we're on.
Instagram, TikTok. Fingers crossed.
Right. We might be saying something else after that, whatever platform comes out. Happy holidays, happy New Year's to you guys. For Manny D.
Your boy Vassos.
Peace out.
Hook 'em horns.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
We are Rogue Media Sports.